Welcome. Hello to this video about the human-machine interface, in particular my alert system. Let's start as before for the other topics with the customer demand. The smart home shall inform about proposed actions, for example to close a window, and it should alert on major issues like water detected under the washing machine. Successive announcements of different messages, one after another, should be avoided, because this very quickly becomes annoying. Then the most important message shall be sent at a time until it's solved. The repetition of a message should occur after a reasonable amount of time. For a water leakage under the washing machine, that may be 1 minute. And for a problem with the central heating, that would be 20 minutes. So reasonable amount of time will depend on the problem or the action to be taken. So that's the customer demand. Let's look into the implementation, the concept. I have defined a severity number for each alarm. The highest rank for a priority is 0. And then there is a level between 0 and 4. So I have two figures, a priority and a level. You see here a table, and you see here the different types of alarms and the priorities. So water, for example, a water leakage is the biggest danger because it could create damage in the apartment below us of several 10,000 euro. So water leakage has the highest priority 0. If there is a storm and we have things on the balcony, they could fly away and hurt people. So also very high danger, therefore low priority number. A freezer, if a freezer have a problem and gets warm, the food in it may be spoiled quickly. So therefore this is the next one in the sequence. One of the servers, and servers in my smart home are mainly the Raspberry Pis or other important smart devices which have an IP address and which I'm pinging. Server is the next one. If there is a server for a longer time not answering the ping, then there is a problem. Some features will not be available. Some routines may not run, which we may rely on. The door of the apartment, if it's open too long, that's a problem. The temperature in the server rack is important. Network issues, central heating, the normal fridges are next. The garage doors, if they are open too long, and if there is an issue in the room, like opening or closing a window, that is the lowest priority. Then for the level 4 actually is no problem. Everything's perfect. That's level 4. Level 3 means there is a small problem. Level 2 means there is a medium problem. Level 1 means there is a high problem. And level 0 means there is a major issue, very critical, immediate action required. For example, the apartment door open for more than half an hour. That shouldn't occur. Or temperature, above 40 degrees in the server cupboard could damage the hardware and do harm to the NAS, for example. The logic here for the severity number of priority and level is that the total severity is the priority number plus 2 times the level. So, for example, here, this field for the server, it is 3 plus 2 times 1. So it's 3 plus 2, it's 5. So the total is below or equal 5 and it's red. For example, the rooms, if a window isn't opened for 10 minutes, that's no problem. So it's still green. A small problem on a window in a room or a heating in a room a small problem, it's still color-coded green. A medium problem here, still color-coded green. Yeah. I'll come back to this color coding in a minute. So that's the definition of the severity number, the priority twice plus twice the level of the problem. Here you see some more text, what is meant with the text here in the table. So this is kind of an extended legend to the table. And now let's see what we make from that, from the severity number. It is used for the escalation of alarms. We were asked by the customer demands to limit the number of messages and focus on the most important one. So let's assume, and in my smart home that is a fact, we have 400 elements. Then for each element we make an analysis whether everything is okay or what the priority and alarm level are. In this case, let's assume from the 400 elements, there are 7 which have an issue. Yeah? For the 400 elements, nothing is announced. They can have any kind of problem, it will not be announced. The 7 where we have a problem are reported to their respective rooms. And in each room, the local highest severity will be announced. So I'm now in my study room. If there is a problem here, I would hear from 2 problems, if there are, the one with a higher severity number, and only this one. Once that highest one is cured, sometime later I would hear the problem with the second priority. Yeah. So in each room, only one problem is covered and reported. And I report the problems only if there is some activity in the room. So if I switch on the light, if I switch off the light, if I open a window with a contact sensor, and so on, that creates activity. And every time the smart home sees an activity in a room, yeah, it can also be a motion sensor, then it issues the alarm if sufficient time has passed by since the same alarm was issued previously. Let's assume from the 7 alarms for the rooms, there are 3 with a red level, here on the top right, with a severity number lower or equal 5. So from the 9 rooms, there are 3 rooms which have a red color-coded problem. Those 3 are reported on the flat level, and in here only the one with the top rank will be announced, and that will be announced in the whole flat. So for example, our favorite water leakage under the washing machine, yeah, that's red immediately if it occurs. So it will be reported in the room, and kind of a minute later it will be reported in the whole flat. If a window is open and should be closed, it will be reported in the room, but the window cannot get red. Therefore, the window will usually not be reported in the complete flat. Yeah. Where do you see that here? You see from level number 6, yeah, they cannot reach 5. So from this point onward, they'll never be reported in the flat. If I want an issue to be reported with every echo device in the complete flat, then I would have to increase the priority level to 5 or below. So that's the escalation of alarms. On a per element level, no alarm is announced. It's consolidated to the highest severity on a per room level. Per room, only the highest one is announced. Only the red ones from the rooms are reported to the flat, and the highest one is announced to the complete flat. So that is the logic I have. It has significantly reduced the number of alarms announced by the echo devices. in the beginning, when I didn't have that way of escalation, my family was quite annoyed by the echo device permanently talking about something which nobody wanted to listen to. So after this logic was introduced, first of all, it's a much lower frequency. Alarms are reported seldom. And when they are announced, you can understand it makes sense. Yeah? Below here, I have listed some examples, which you can read in detail. I don't need to read it now. I thank you very much. If you want to read through my wiki, you will find the address in my channel, and I hope you are a little curious to do that now. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.